In 2003, 2002 actually, I was invited to play at the Spreckles Organ Pavilion in San Diego. Now this is no ordinary place. It's the world's largest outdoor organ, and it was built in 1915 for a World's Fair. The Spreckles family gave the money for it, and the Spreckles Theater became a place where the San Diego Symphony played, and the organ is remarkable. It's in Austin. For those of you in the audience that are not aficionados of the pipe organ, Austin was an important firm in those days. It still remains in Hartford, Connecticut, making organs pipe organs that are unique in their design. And they have the Austin Universal Wind Chest design, and still built as they were in 1915. Very, very, very remarkable, and my great honor to be included on this series. Well, I arrived a few days early and encountered a group of very angry but charming young people discussing government and all sorts of things. They met for about an hour, very noisily arguing about some this and that, and I played on the piano because I actually didn't want to frighten them off. So I'm practicing for my Monday night concert. It's Saturday morning. Inside the pavilion's bold facade, where the public usually doesn't see, it actually looks very much like my childhood home in Cincinnati, the Gilligan Funeral Home, where I grew up. The back was filled with memorabilia. In fact, my teacher, David Craighead, played there probably around the time I was studying with him at Eastman. Walking alone in these spreckled halls, as I called it, I'm filled with the memory of familiar things as I seek here more than 1,000 miles away from Cincinnati. And on this Saturday morning before my concert, practicing double thirds at the piano, 13 or so young people gathered on the pavilion steps. Loud they become and violent in their arguments, but good-natured at the end. I walk the halls of the Spreckles. Photos of famous organists, organ curators, white woodwork, and again, knowing a childhood place in peace, and claiming somehow the long ago and the real. The music we're listening to is my American Suite, the opening movement. American Suite now recalls a style of playing and a populist attitude toward the organ more common in earlier times. Days long past when pipe organs and organists were commonly heard by large audiences in town halls, churches, of course, and even a few parks. Repertoire ranged from Ride of the Valkyries to Air on the G String. And these occasions were a context for a genre of pieces based on patriotic material by Dudley Buck, John Knowles Payne, Johann Rink in Germany, and of course Charles Ives in America. All of the movements of American Suite are improvisational in character. There are quotes from some well-known tunes and licks here and there from standard organ repertoire. As I wrote the American Suite, the scene called to mind was that of an average town organist, thickly laying on with his audience, along the way evoking amazement, nobility, laughter, and tears. Occasionally he loses his way, then regains his form, and we wonder, really, if he's lost a marble or two of his own in all this. I'd like to thank Taylor behind the glass, as always, for his outstanding audio work, and remind us that music for a while shall all our cares beguile.